The first thing I did was to fly over the whole map to make sure that all the rocks on top of the resource nodes was spawned in correctly. With that done, I went on going to the Satisfactory calculator where I could delete them very easy now. That made sure I would be able to set a miner with ease. I created a grid for the miner and the next step was to place them. Therefore, I had to click on each miner and manipulate by hand its coordinates to place them on the grid. Not a pleasant thing to do, I can tell folks. But with enough of patience, I got it done. With a much better plan and mentally better prepared than the first try, I went on. I created the first blueprint and made sure I did not put too many unnecessary details in the print. This way I made sure the print would be not too big and in the same time I would save materials in the process. Sure, I had to test each print and I would test them longer than I did before. I had experienced before how much trouble one wrong conveyor belt can cause and I tried to make sure that it would not happen again. Here in the video it looks like just a little time jump. In reality, it took me days to get the blueprints and output numbers right. In the end, the goal was still to get the shredder numbers up to 4 million as planned. As you can probably imagine, I had to place the blueprints several times to get the output I was looking for. Now all what was left was to create blueprints for the materials input as well. They had to be as neat as possible and of course labeled with names and pictures so that mistakes would be avoided. Now it was time to build the first part of the factory. It was much easier now with all the preparation of the big blueprints. Without it, it would be simply not possible to build that quick. But there was of course still tons of manual work left to after setting the prints. Belts and pipes had to be connected. To make it a bit easy for myself, I put a print in front of the building sections so it was easier visible to me. All the machines waiting to be fed somehow. So to do that I had to build a belt system of only 1200 kilometers over the whole map. Now a new part of the mega build started and I did not know that I had to change it completely after a test run. As you might know, Satisfactory causes sometimes problems with liquids, and a liquid transport of such scale would cause massive problems. The test run confirmed that. The machines didn't run as smoothly as I would like them to. The solution was simple yet complex. I had to pack and unpack the oil and create a circuit for the canisters. After a lot of more testing, connecting belts and pipes, the final result was that it will work as expected. The shredder peak showed what I wanted to see. From now on, you will see only big jumps in the timeline of the video. But be assured, in real life, these sections of the build cost me countless nerves. I completed relatively quickly and I thought I would be done quite soon. Unfortunately, I ran into more problems than I care to admit. There was so much work regarding the numbers transported by the conveyor belts to do. Many of it in the single-digit area, very often with balancing the numbers behind the decimal point. That was a tough nut to crack, believe me. For a very long time I could not find the motivation to finish up this part of the building. Due to the performance problems as well as in real life problems, like the summer was very hot in my area, to finish the part was very tough for me. But I got grip of myself, finished the connections correctly, and I was sure that all would level out over time. Finally, I was able to connect the giant factory and give it the complete test run. At first, all went perfectly smooth. Machines ran well and the shredder number looked as it was in reach. But suddenly, I noticed a dramatic drop in the numbers. What the hell went wrong? What I did not realize was that in the desert part of the map, 2 coal nodes were placed on top of each other. In the middle of the update 8, Coffee Stain Studio thought it was a good idea to delete the node on top simply. That causes one of my miners on the grid simply to stop working and I had 780 coal per minute less to work with. I was now at a point in the build where I was not longer looking to replace the node with a new one on the map. I simply used a mod to place a new coal node under the existing miner, because I could not be asked to recalculate all the numbers. So now, after all was connected, I had to wait that all machines will fill up and start working correctly. Then finally, the time came when, even with some fluctuations, the shredder showed nearly the 4 million points I was aiming for the whole time. Hooray! The nightmare was over! Thanks for watching. Maybe we see us soon in another crazy chaos project. Stay tuned.